The biggest risk to your child isn't disobedience, it's dependence. You may see good behavior and perfect grades, but in reality, you might be quietly shaping a brain that only relies on others instead of learning how to think. By the end of this video, you will see exactly how your daily unconscious habits are either training independence or crushing your child's autonomy. Picture this. Your child hesitates over a hard math problem. You stand right next to them and instantly give them the answer, before they even finish their train of thought. Deep down, you know you shouldn't step in, but it just feels faster, safer, and easier for everyone. But this tiny action is repeated hundreds of times a week, silently shaping a lifetime of dependence. Today, we'll break down what their brain actually learns every time you do this, and the heavy long-term cost. Each habit you're about to see is a micro-decision that either builds or completely blocks your child's independent thinking. You don't even notice it happening, but you are answering before the child even thinks. You see them pause at a hard question, and you instantly give them the solution. In your head, you're just thinking, I want to help them avoid confusion. But at that exact moment, the child's brain stops searching. It switches off and waits for outside input. Have you ever realized that this actually weakens the neural pathways they need to solve problems on their own? The child didn't fail the question. They just didn't get a single second to try. Over time, they become completely passive and afraid to make their own decisions. Remember, the speed of your help can replace their entire thinking process. And when they stop thinking, they start waiting. The moment they struggle, you step in. You see them fumble and get frustrated with a puzzle or a homework question, and you immediately do it for them. In your head, you tell yourself, I just can't watch them struggle like this. But at that exact moment, the child's brain is cut off from completing a natural cycle of trial and error. Their frustration tolerance system is left completely untrained. The struggle was never the problem. Your interruption was. Over time, the child grows up with low resilience and easily gives up when life gets hard. What you remove in a matter of seconds becomes a missing skill for years. And struggle. There is only one place where thinking is lost. You fix it before they even process it. The moment you see your child make a mistake, you instantly correct their answer or their tone. In your head, you tell yourself, if I don't correct it now, they'll just repeat it. But at that exact moment, the child's brain completely skips the reflection phase and only stores emotional discomfort. Their learning becomes entirely avoidance-based. The mistake was never the problem. Your correction replaced their reflection. Over time, they develop a deep fear of making mistakes and lose the courage to experiment. Remember, a corrected child, is not the same as a learning child, and mistakes are only one moment where thinking is lost. You think you're helping them express their ideas faster. You see them stumble, trying to explain a slow thought, and you instantly finish the sentence for them. In your head, you tell yourself, it's just faster if I say it for them. But at that exact moment, the child's brain stops working to find and express the right words. The language formation of their reasoning weakens day by day. They weren't slow, they were thinking. Over time, the child becomes weak at self-expression and completely loses confidence in their own reasoning. Remember, thinking needs silence before it can become words. And speech is only one place where independence is shaped. Commands feel efficient, but they silently remove thinking practice. Instead of giving choices, You choose to give a direct order. Do your homework now. In your head, you tell yourself, they will do it faster if I tell them directly. But at that exact moment, the child's brain skips the entire process of evaluating options and making choices. Their decision-making circuitry is left completely unused. Speed was gained, but thinking was lost. Over time, the child loses their autonomy and becomes entirely dependent on external direction. Remember, obedience is not the same as decision-making ability, and this control becomes even louder when opinions appear. Disagreement feels like disrespect, so you shut it down quickly. When your child expresses a view that contradicts yours, you immediately dismiss it or override them. In your head, you tell yourself, they just don't understand yet, so I need to correct them. But at that exact moment, the child's brain associates expression with rejection. They learn to stop taking cognitive risks. It wasn't disrespect, it was their thinking forming. Over time, the child becomes weak at self-advocacy and develops a deep fear of speaking up. Remember, a silenced opinion today is a reduced future confidence tomorrow. And this silence grows when conversation becomes instruction. Your home slowly becomes a list of instructions. Daily life is filled with tasks. Reminders and commands, leaving no room for moments of reflective dialogue. In your head, you tell yourself, we just need to get through the day. But at that exact moment, the child's brain prioritizes execution over reflection. The neural pathways that feed curiosity weaken over time. Nothing is wrong visibly, but thinking is missing quietly. The child functions well, but does not independently reflect or analyze. Look closer. A well-behaved, obedient child. It can still be a completely dependent thinker, and what you build daily becomes what they rely on tomorrow. Raising a child is never about perfect behavior or obedience. It's about creating moments every single day where thinking is required, not replaced. Some parents will recognize this and choose to pause, but others will still jump in automatically, thinking it's help. Independence grows quietly in the spaces you don't fill. Which habit do you notice yourself repeating most often? Share one moment where you caught yourself stepping in before your child could think. If you want more grounded ways to raise thinkers, subscribe to stay connected with the channel. One small pause today can echo in their thinking for years.